about those Bruins?
Yeah, that was great. It was fun.
How different is it being in the Garden for Game 7 of hockey versus? I mean, I know it's a completely different experience.
I was
for
trying
you,
to think about it. I think it's one of the very few times I've been in the Garden when it hasn't been one of our games. Even when I've been to Bruins games before, it's always when we tip off at 7, and I'm there early during one of their games. So my first playoff game and first time going from start to almost the end. I didn't make it quite to the end, but they had it well in hand by then.
What was it like having the players there too?
I just love the atmosphere. It's fun being a fan. I mean, you just don't, you don't get a chance to do that very often. So to go to any of these teams, Red Sox, Pats, Bruins, a college game, it's a good reminder of how much fun it is instead of just a job sometimes.
Pick up any ideas, for any actions, whatever?
Yeah, the cross-checking and all that stuff looked like fun, but I don't think we'd get away with it. But it's fun to watch when they do get into those what seem to be from afar, and I don't know much about hockey, but they're set pieces.
Did you mean Justin Bieber?
No.
We talk about it all the time, but how much emphasis does it put on just Boston being a title town and the fact that,
it's not as much about, to me, the title part of it. It's just it's a good camaraderie between teams. I mean, we all appreciate and enjoy their hard work, their success. Root for them, and they've been so good to us, the other 3 teams, and specifically me since I've been here. That it's a privilege to get a chance to go and root for them.
So, do you need to defend Giannis against everything? Just allow him outside shooting? I mean, you can't have to honor it, but
You just have to guard him as hard as you can. Easier said than done. Multiple bodies, multiple people. You have to. The hard part about their team is that in an ideal world, you'd sell out all 5 guys to helping on him because of his impact in the paint, but they just shoot it so well that you have to be appropriate in your help. And it puts you in a tough spot. They're very good, very well drilled, very well schooled, and the spacing is perfect for him. And he's a bear. He's a load in transition. He's a load in the half court.
Brad, what changes when you open a series now on the road, not having that home court advantage?
No changes. Prepare the same way, get ready to play the game, and make sure that we're fresh and can play with a clear mind and a good game plan.
What do you glean from just the regular season series, and also the fact that this year you do have Kyrie Irving, Gordon Hayward? Last year you didn't against these guys.
Yeah, they're much different too. I mean, I think that they're much different with their skill and their bench is. First of all, the starters with Lopez is a big difference, and then their bench, so smart, so savvy, such good shooting that it just fits. They can play all those guys in different roles together. So I think it's very different when you look at them versus last year. As far as the 3 games this year, I think obviously in game 1 we had more of a full group. We did not have that in game 2, especially with Al Morris and Baines gone. And then game 3 we were a little bit closer, but Baines and Hayward were still gone. There's a little bit to glean from it. They've changed. They're unique. We haven't played them for a couple of months, but there are some things that we like that we will try to maximize early on.
In the one game that you guys won, you did 24 threes. Is that something that you're going to focus on a lot in this series?
Just you have to focus on getting the right shots. I mean, one of the things they do great, they're number 1 in defense at the rim in the league. Lopez is a big reason why he hangs around in the paint, and he makes it really tough to score. So sometimes, you have to get it to the second side and third side. Wherever that penetration leads you, you hope it's for a dunk or a layup, but oftentimes it leads to another kick-out jump shot.
It sounds like Brogdon may be coming back. I mean, just how much does he change?
Doesn't change how they play, per se. They still play in the same actions. They still do the same stuff. But it's another guy that really floors it for him, that you have to shrink the floor on his drives, that you have to be alert to, taking the length of the court in transition. Giannis is super special, as good as anybody in the league at going end to end, but Bledsoe and Brogdon are awfully good too. And so you have to be great with that, and You know, it's just another ball handler for him. He's a good player.
You guys were able to use the same 8-ish man rotation throughout the first round. You've been mostly healthy outside of Marcus for the last 3 or 4 weeks. How do you think that has played into maybe this rhythm that you guys have caught during that time frame?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you could have to ask those guys. You know, that series we played big a lot, so we had a little bit more flexibility in playing less wings because they, you know, obviously some of those minutes were eaten up by Baines and Horford together, or Tyson Horford together. Tyson Baines even there for a 30-second stint. So, you know, we'll see how it plays out. Everybody's got to be ready.
Brad, you've been hitting the refresh button on your email trying to see when the schedule's coming out?
Get a little bit more, you know, we're hoping that it gets finalized today.
Brad, did you get a chance to see how Marcus got through his terminal work and reflection and how he's feeling?
Just walked back there and they said he's doing great, but I didn't get any more than that. I might be not asking on purpose.
I was gonna
though.
say, yeah. Are you trying not to get your hopes up,
I'm
or
just
you
not
just don't want to?
I'm just not a doctor, so I don't want to act like I am.
Hey Brad, I saw that Dame shot last night.
I did. Incredible.
When you have a guy like Dame, like Kyrie, who can sort of create out of nothing, like from our coach, what's the sort of, you know, push and pull between allowing him that space and freedom to be able to do it?
Well, I don't. It's not my. I shouldn't be talking on Portland. They can make their own decisions. It was an incredible shot. He's an incredible player. 50 in a closeout game's remarkable. But I think you just, you know, you always play to the strengths of your guys and the strengths of your team. Sometimes, you know, if they send two, or they feel like they need to drive it and move it, that's fine. If they feel like they've got a good look at it and they're a special player, that's great too. Like, you trust in them to make the right decision and provide the right spacing around them.
Lopez has been I shouldn't say a secret, but
He's had a great year. And you know, he hasn't posted as much as he used to, but he still now is posting more than probably earlier in the year. But his deep threes, he shoots it to 28 feet. He's a better driver than people realize. And he gets fouled a lot on those drives, so you got to be alert to all that. But what he does, you know, I think the biggest difference he's made is on the other end. I just think he's had a great year defensively, protecting the paint, protecting the rim, and they send him back, and he's usually back in transition, and he's usually there to protect it early. So they make you earn everything. Thanks.
Thank you.